History, as we are taught, is clean, linear, neatly written by kings, empires, and institutions. But beneath the surface of Western civilization, below cathedrals, universities, and laws, there has always been another current, a hidden one. A tradition passed quietly from teacher to student, from manuscript to whispered word, from candlelit rooms to secret societies. It is the tradition of Western esotericism, not magic tricks, not superstition, but a deep, symbolic way of understanding reality, one that claims the universe is alive, intelligent, and that human beings are capable of knowing far more than they are ever told. This is not the story of what history shows us. This is the story of what history hides. Tonight, on Timeless Whispers, we follow the secret thread that runs through ancient Greece, medieval monasteries, Renaissance laboratories, and into the modern world. This is the secret history of Western esotericism. The word esoteric comes from the Greek esoterikos, meaning inner. From the very beginning, esoteric knowledge was never meant for everyone. In ancient Greece, philosophers like Pythagoras taught two kinds of knowledge, one for the public and one for the initiated. To outsiders, Pythagoras was a mathematician. To his inner circle, he was something far more radical. He taught that numbers were sacred, that reality itself was structured by harmony, and that the human soul was immortal, trapped in cycles of rebirth. This idea alone directly challenged the material worldview of the time, but it went deeper. Pythagoreans lived by strict rules, kept vows of silence, and believed that understanding the cosmos was a spiritual act. This fusion of science, spirituality, and secrecy would become the blueprint for Western esotericism. Plato is remembered as one of history's greatest philosophers. Few people realize that Plato wrote on two levels. On the surface, his dialogues appeared to be logical debates, but beneath them lies an esoteric message. Plato believed that the physical world was only a shadow of a higher reality, a realm of perfect forms. Truth, he argued, could not be fully expressed in words. It had to be experienced. This is why Plato founded the Academy, where students were trained not just to think, but to transform their souls. And this is where one of the most enduring esoteric ideas emerges, that knowledge is initiation, not information, but awakening. In the early centuries of the Roman Empire, a mysterious body of texts began to circulate. They claimed to be the teachings of an ancient sage known as Hermes Trismegistus, thrice great Hermes. Hermes was believed to be both a Greek god and an Egyptian priest. Whether he ever existed didn't matter. His teachings changed everything. The Hermetic texts taught that the universe is mental, humanity is divine. As above, so below. In other words, the human mind mirrors the cosmos. To know yourself was to know the universe. These ideas quietly survived the fall of Rome, preserved in Islamic libraries, and rediscovered centuries later in Europe. When they returned, they would ignite a revolution. As Christianity spread across Europe, it brought order, structure, and doctrine. But esoteric ideas didn't disappear. They went underground. Mystics like Meister Eckhart spoke of direct union with God, without priests, rituals, or institutions. Others practiced Christian Kabbalah, blending Jewish mysticism with Christian theology. To the church, this was dangerous, because esoteric knowledge removes intermediaries. If individuals can access divine truth directly, authority loses control. Many mystics were silenced. Some were executed. The knowledge survived, hidden in monasteries, symbols, and coded manuscripts. Alchemy is often mocked as the medieval attempt to turn lead into gold. But this misses the point entirely. True alchemy was never about metal. was about transformation. The alchemist believed that nature itself was unfinished, and that by perfecting matter, one could perfect the soul. The philosopher's stone was not just a substance, it was a symbol of enlightenment. Men like Paracelsus blurred the line between chemistry, medicine, and spirituality. Alchemy laid the foundation for modern science, but unlike modern science, it insisted that the observer was part of the experiment. In the 15th century, Europe changed forever. Ancient texts resurfaced, Greek philosophy returned, Hermetic writings were translated. Thinkers like Marsilio Ficino and Giovanni Pico della Mirandola believed humanity stood at the center of creation. They argued that humans could rise or fall by their own will. This idea terrified authorities because it placed divine power inside the individual. The Renaissance was not just artistic, it was esoteric, and it quietly reshaped Western thought.
As Europe entered the modern age, esoteric knowledge found new shelter in secret societies. The Rosicrucians claimed hidden wisdom. The Freemasons encoded symbolism into architecture. The Illuminati dreamed of enlightened reason. Whether myth or reality, these groups shared one belief: that knowledge must be protected until humanity is ready. Symbols replaced sermons. Eyes, keys, light. Even today, these symbols surround us on buildings, currency, and monuments.
Western esotericism did not die, it evolved. Psychology borrowed from mysticism. Physics echoed ancient philosophy. Carl Jung openly studied alchemy. Even today, ideas like manifestation, consciousness, and symbolic reality trace their roots back to esoteric traditions. The modern world believes it has outgrown mystery, but it still speaks the language of symbols. Western esotericism was never about control. It was about inner freedom, a belief that truth cannot be imposed, only discovered. And so, it was hidden, not to deceive the masses, but to protect the knowledge from misuse. History shouts, but esotericism whispers. And if you listen closely, beneath the noise of the modern world, you can still hear it, the whisper of forgotten knowledge, the echo of ancient truths, and the reminder that history is far deeper than we are ever taught. This has been Timeless Whispers. If you enjoyed this journey into hidden history, subscribe and let the past speak again.